Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining me here today so that we can discuss Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So in this movie, the peaceful planet of Naboo is under attack. Despite all of the policies, rules, regulations, and such, the Trade Federation is bypassing all of that and just completely targeting the planet. Huge problems, are resulting from these actions. And the people on the planet are having problems because they have two groups of people that live there, and they don't want to work together. They have, their own social and political differences that are keeping them from coming together and overcoming this, greater threat that they're up against. So the Queen of Naboo decides to take some action by sending in a couple Jedi to talk to the Trade Federation, try to work things out. And of course, it's never that simple, and the Jedi find themselves in this world of political corruption, violence, and a very rapidly changing world that not everyone seems to realize is changing right in front of them. So Phantom Menace had a huge uphill climb right out of the gate. The original Star Wars movies are so entrenched in pop culture. The people who grew up with them a lot of them have such a strong, bond with those movies. And it's such like I said, just like such an entrenched part of, of their, entertainment and pop culture, minds. And to expect Phantom Menace to really even live up to a good portion of those expectations was pretty unrealistic. I mean, no matter how good the movie was, there was always going to be that thing of, well, but it's not the original Star Wars. So I think this movie does pretty much what the original Star Wars movies did in their time, which was put on a big, sprawling sci-fi kind of action adventure movie. It doesn't have the same links to the old school sci-fi as the original movies do. I feel like, shifting over to this focus on the financial issues, which were a big thing at the time. Like people were like, why do we want to watch a movie that's got all this political and financial talk? And in 2025, a lot of the things in Phantom Menace make a little bit more sense, I think. But, this movie has everything that I wanted from it or could reasonably expect from it. Even back, I saw it on opening day. It's got big, beautiful visuals. The special effects are amazing. I mean, Phantom Menace is definitely one of the first movies in the move toward, much more digital or digital filmmaking, which could be good or bad. But I think here it's done pretty well. I think the special effects look really good for the most part. I think the world building is great. Not everybody likes Jar Jar. I get it. I think he's ridiculous and kind of, Boit, so I don't really mind him. But I just think the action sequences in this are great. I love the pod race. I love the city chase. There's just a lot of fun stuff in this. I love the underwater, the deep sea boat scene. There's a lot of fun stuff in this movie, I think, that kind of gets dismissed because it's not living up to what people's specific expectations of Star Wars are. But I think the cast is good. The dialogue is what it is. I've never been a big fan of the dialogue in the Star Wars movies. It's kind of wooden and stilted, but it does what it needs to do. The movie runs, I think, 2 hours and 16 minutes, which seemed long at the time, but now almost seems mercifully short compared to some of the, big Hollywood movies that come out. I think the pacing is great. And I think that you get these shifts through these, different sections of the movie that look and feel completely different, but also feel like they take place in that same world, which I think is impressive. So in the end, I like Phantom Menace. I don't think it's a sci-fi masterpiece. I think it's a solid movie that continues the Star Wars lore. It's fun to see the characters that we, know and love in these in this different environment, young Obi-Wan and all that kind of stuff. But, I think Liam Neeson is hilarious in this. I think it seems like he's trying to keep a straight face through the whole movie, which I think is really funny. But anyway, I think Phantom Menace is fine. I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people think it is. I don't think it's a great movie, but I think it's a respectable, solid Star Wars movie that starts off the prequel trilogy, pretty well, I think. I think I love the Gungan energy shields. I didn't have a chance to talk about that, but there's just tons of cool stuff in this movie. No, it's not A New Hope or Empire, but, if you like Star Wars, I think it's a solid movie. And I don't really get into the whole fan wars and all that kind of stuff, but, I liked it at the time. I think I like it even better now. But that's my thoughts on Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. If you want to check out more of my reviews, I've got a playlist here on YouTube. But until then, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon.